Today I will show you how to animate the Google email logo.
Hey, everyone, welcome back with a new video. Hope you all are doing good.
Okay, at first we draw the email logo. Now open the Illustrator, draw the logo, and make it a separate layer. Why do we create a separate layer? Because it helps us animate each object in After Effects. Now open After Effects and import your AI file. When importing the file, and must follow this step, import as composition, retain layer size, because it makes each object separate layers. Now take a solid layer for the background. Now double-click on the logo comp to open it. At first, we animate our first logo. It's called the backside layer. In this layer, I'm just animating opacity and scale. Let's follow me on how can I use keyframes in this layer. Press T and S on the keyboard for these transform options. In the 0 second, set first keyframes and second keyframes set on the 1 second, just like this. Now move the current indicator on the 0 to second and change both keyframes values. The opacity value is 0 and a little bit decreases, and the scale value, that's it. Now ease then and change the graph editor like this. Now duplicate all layers and change track matte to alpha matte without the backside layer. Actually, it helps us animate all parts of the logo. Now select all alpha layers to hold, Control and select, and press P on the keyboard for position transforms. Set the keyframes just like me, and now change all layers first keyframes value, I mean position value. Let's follow me on how can I change position. Again select all alpha layers and press T on the keyboard for opacity transform. Now set keyframes like this. Let's follow me on how can I use the keyframes. Opacity first keyframe value is 0 and the last keyframe value is 100%. Follow me on how can I set all keyframes. Now select all keyframes and ease them. Now let's check how is it. I'm only changing the opacity keyframes graph editor. Change the graph editor just like this. Edit all alpha layers graphs from the graph editor. Just like this. After this, now select all alpha layers and press P on the keyboard. Then select the last keyframes to change the graph from the graph editor. Change the graph just like this. Now take the ellipse tool and draw an ellipse just like that. This ellipse helps us to create the background vibes. Let's see how can I animate the ellipse. I'm animating two transforms from this ellipse, scale, and opacity transform, that's it. Select the layer, now press S for scale and press T for opacity to open these transforms. After the end white M animation, then we set our first keyframes. Let's follow me on how can I set these keyframes. Set the keyframes like that. Now change the value of the keyframe just like me. In opacity transform, I'm using 3 keyframes. Now change the value. First keyframe value is 0 and second keyframe value is 100% and the last or third keyframe value is 0. On the other hand, in scale transform, I'm using 2 keyframes. Now change the value. First keyframe value is 67% and second keyframe value is 84%. Select all keyframes and ease them. Now select only opacity second keyframe and change the value graph like this. Oh sorry, I think we need to change the second opacity keyframe value. Now I'm setting the second keyframe value as 25% because it makes more perfect for this. One more thing, we need to change third keyframe value graph. Select the third keyframe and edit the value graph from the graph editor like this. Now we add some text to this. Select the type tool and write. Select the text layer and press S and T on the keyboard. Follow me on how can I set the keyframe and set the keyframe just like this. Now change both first keyframe value opacity. First keyframe value is 0 and the last keyframe value is 100%. On the other hand, scale first keyframe value is little bit decreasing, that's it. Select all these keyframes and ease them. Now select only the opacity keyframe and change the value graph from the graph editor. Change the value graph like this. Now take the rectangle tool and draw a line like this. We draw this line for creating a loading icon. Now set the keyframes like this. Let's see how can I set these keyframes. Press T on the keyboard to opacity transform. I set the first keyframe value as 0 and second keyframe value as 100%. Select both keyframes and ease them. Select the layer and press Enter on the keyboard and rename it. Set the name whatever you want. Now duplicate the loading line 2 times. Now select the top loading layer and change track matte to alpha matte just like this. Now select the second layer and change the color whatever you want. I'm taking red color for this. Now select the second layer and press P on the keyboard to position transform. Let's see how can I set the keyframes. Set the keyframe like this. I'm only changing the first keyframe value, move it to the left side just like this. That's it. Select both keyframes and easy ease them. I think we are done. Hope you enjoy this video. That's enough for today. Oh, that's 1 minute. See you next week with a new video. Thank you.